Hi everyone, this is Crafting and Collecting. Today I'm going to show you how to fix up some ceramic cupcakes. I have these here. I purchased these from Hobby Lobby. You can see that there's some scratches, some nicks, there's a hole here, and we're going to use some clay to fill those in. And I'm going to show you how to fix these up a little bit. There's the other one. This one's got like some extra gunk on the side. I'm just gonna show you how to fix those. There's some here too. You can see I got these from Hobby Lobby for $3.99, but I paid I think $2.50 for them because they were 40% off. The materials we're going to use, we're going to use some fingernail files and an Exacto knife, as well as this creative paper clay, which I got from Hobby Lobby. This is my favorite kind of clay. I just feel like it works really well. It dries really hard, and for me, it's just really easy to work with. So starting off, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to take off some of these bigger chunks of excess ceramic, and I'm just going to kind of slice those off. I'm just going to kind of chip it there, scrape it a little bit. And this is just for like the really, really big chunks and the really big pieces. There were some bubbles here and there that I kind of went through and kind of scraped those off too if I saw them. We're just going to take our fingernail file. You can use sandpaper if you have it. I have both. I don't know. I just feel like the nail files are just easier for me to use. And these are just cheap ones that you can get from the Dollar Tree or Walmart or wherever. These are a little flimsy, but I think they're okay for what I need them for. I'm going to fast forward just to kind of show you guys. I'm pretty much just doing like some sanding here. Anything that's rough or, yeah, just smooth it out. And here I'm doing the same thing on this one. Took my Exacto knife and scraped off any excess, and then now I'm just going through and sand down anything that I saw was raised, just to smooth it out a little bit. Wiping down our board, get some of that dust off. Now this clay, this is not how it normally is. You're gonna see like it's really crumbly. This is older clay. I really need to get a new package. I really, really love this clay, but this is not how it normally is. This is like partially dry. When you get this clay originally, it's a lot smoother, and it's not gonna fall apart like this. It will still work like this, but you have to really wet it with water to get it to work. But this was about ready to be thrown in the trash, so I needed to get more. In case you're wondering, I'm over here telling you to buy this clay, and it's like, it's great, but it's not. No, it's a really good clay. It's a lot smoother than this. So I'm just going through and I'm just filling in any cracks, and they had holes in these that I guess were used to help make them hollow. I think they're hollow on the inside. So like I said, I just filled in those holes, and then any cracks or chips or anything that I saw, I just used this paper clay to fill that in. And it's kind of like a paper mache kind of clay, like with a pulp, paper pulp. And I'm sorry that you can't see on screen, but yeah, I'm just going through, and there's really tiny air bubbles on some of these, like the sprinkles and stuff. So I'm kind of just going through and pushing that clay into those air bubbles. and filling in those little spaces. So I'm sorry you can't see that on the screen, but that's what I'm doing. And then this one piece here, it was really kind of broken and chipped off. So I kind of almost had to reshape one of the sides of the cupcake liner and make it kind of triangular because that was like really broken and scraped off. So I had to kind of create my own. And then here I'm just kind of going through and kind of brushing off the excess. And here it's the next day. Now I'm going back through and I'm filing off the excess clay, like any lumps or anything that was created from me adding those extra pieces of clay on there. Next, I used the acrylic sealer as like a base before I painted. This is just going to help make a more even coat for your paint. And then these are just regular acrylic paints you can get from, again, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any kind of place. And if you want, you can create any kind of colors for your cupcakes. I'm doing a basic vanilla and chocolate cupcake, and I'm using kind of like what would be like a see-through or a white wrapper. And so it's gonna look more like the cupcake is kind of being able to be seen through the wrapper, since that's my idea of it. But if you want to, you can paint yours any kind of color that you want. If you want to do like chocolate cupcake and then do like a blue wrapper, you can do that. However you want to do it. And you guys don't have to do like Valentine colors. I know that that's what these are, but if you want to, like, it's football season as well. If you want to put your favorite football team, like if you like, say for example, the Gators, if you want to do like a blue paper liner and orange icing, you can do that as well. Just have fun with it, and that's what I like to do. I did do traditional. I went with pink icing and white and pink and red sprinkles. Now that my cupcake's painted, I'm actually going through and I'm just adding a little dimension with my chalk pastels. These were, I think, the Master brand from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just kind of using some oranges and browns just to kind of highlight some of the darker spaces on the cupcake, just to kind of give it a little more life and a little more oomph. I think my camera cut off whenever I was doing the icing, but I did go in with a pink on this cupcake and brush into the lines where the swirls and the sprinkles meet on the icing, just to kind of, like I said, give it some dimension and give it a little more life so it's not so flat with that matte paint. Yeah, I think you'll see that on like the next one whenever I do the chocolate cupcake. So I'm just using like an orange here just to kind of make it look a little more like a toasted vanilla. And I decided to give a little oomph to my pearlies on my sprinkles, and I'm going to use a Pearl X powder just to kind of add a little extra shine to it. You don't need a lot of this stuff. A little goes a long way. That's why you're just going to see me use what's what the residue is in the cap. I'm just kind of like lightly patting it on, little brushes. And I only do on the pearls, like the little round balls. That's what I do. And then after this, I sprayed it again with that matte spray. And I was actually really surprised that the Pearl X powder still stayed shiny. I was kind of concerned that that matte spray would kind of dilute some of that shininess, but it stayed pretty shiny. Yeah, I'm just kind of like lightly brushing that on, lightly patting it on. And that's all you need. Like I said, it's very light, and you can kind of see that shine on there. Next, we're gonna do this one. This is the one that I make into a chocolate cupcake. I don't show myself painting it because, like I said, you guys can paint it whatever color you want. And this is kind of, like I said, where it looks kind of flat and a little bit dull. So I'm taking my chalk pastels and I'm just, this is what I did to the vanilla cupcake, but I used the orangish kind of tan color for that. You don't see it on here, but I do go back in with that kind of grayish, blackish color that right next to that brown that I'm using. And I go back over the lines that I'm making on the indentions in this brown because it just wasn't dark enough to me. So after I was done with this coat of that brown, I went back in with that black and did the same thing. And then I take some of that same brown paint that I used for the base coating and I added some white to it as a highlighter. And so I'm just kind of going through on the high points of the wrapper, like the corners of the paper, and on the very edges. You're going to see that here in a minute. I'm basically just creating the lines like almost like an outline, and then I'm swiping it right back off. And the highlight is going to stay from whatever residue is left over. So I'm painting it and then immediately brushing it back off. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the edges of the cupcake wrapper. I'm just painting a line down the side and then immediately wiping it back off. And whatever residue's left on there, I know it looks like there's nothing left on there, but there is, trust me. And so it's just going to help, like I said, create some dimension. It's going to make some highlights on that wrapper and then make it look more realistic and more three-dimensional instead of just the flat that we had. And then this is what it looks like when it's done. I don't know if you can see, but I did go back in and with that same pink on the other one and really highlight really shade in some of those darker spots on the cupcake. And these are what the end results are. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it was helpful and hope you guys get inspired to do something fun for Valentine's Day for yourself. Thanks for watching. Bye.